Welcome to another Focus Gaming News interview. Today we're joined by Martin Collins, Chief Business Development Officer at Soft2Bet. And we're particularly excited to speak to Martin today to learn about the company's strategic expansion into Africa. So Martin, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, all good. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for having me today. Really looking forward to our discussion.
Excellent. Well, it's an exciting time. Soft2Bet obviously already has an established presence in several regulated markets. What makes the African market now, and specifically Nigeria, a key focus for expansion?
Well, I think that there's several aspects to that. Africa as a continent is burgeoning and growing, and we know that there's already an established market within Nigeria. In fact, if you look at the numbers, it's the number one market in terms of GGR within the entire continent. So when we look at that, when other companies look at that, they might look at it and say it's too saturated, but we actually look at it and believe that that presents an opportunity, and particularly when you partner with the right people. And with Channels Media Group, we genuinely believe we've found a partner that can allow us to create something incredibly special and grow despite the number of brands that are already operating there. The regulation is becoming more stringent, which again we see as an opportunity given the other markets that we operate in. And we believe that we can partner with this media powerhouse in order to create the brand SkyBet and grow it and quickly establish a strong market share within the market. So all of these factors brought together, when you combine that with our product in terms of the platform, in terms of our understanding of traffic and conversion, and then maybe most importantly, engagement, because we know that in comparison to a typical European or North American jurisdiction, that Nigeria is very much about volume. Okay, there's in excess of 200 million people in Nigeria. The spend is a little bit less than you would maybe expect in a European country. So therefore, driving these players, converting them into paying customers, and then maintaining them as a customer, that's really our secret sauce. That's what we do incredibly well. So we see it as a massive opportunity across the board. The synergies between the two organizations and partnership, and in our product, we believe it can really do an incredible job within the market.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about the partnership? What does the significance of Channels Media Group, what they bring from their side to sort of leverage the local expertise, and how that combines, how that fits in with Soft2Bet's technology?
Okay, well, like you said, Joe, they bring an element of understanding of the local market in terms of knowing the regulator, in terms of knowing the local clientele. They understand them, and the majority of potential customers are already customers one way or another of Channels Media. I like to liken this deal to SkyBet when it first launched into the UK. That's the way that I see this, that they have a massive media presence. They have tens of millions of views on a daily basis with their various TV channels and shows that they already have. They have MSPs, ISPs. You know, they really are a staple part of Nigerian daily life. So we believe that we can harness that. We believe it could take a little bit of time, okay, because it's not natural to diversify into our industry, but we believe that we can accelerate that with our knowledge. So given their local knowledge, the access that they have to eyeballs, okay, and our understanding of, again, the traffic and converting that traffic and engaging that traffic over a longer period of time, we believe that we truly have a massive opportunity in our hands here. So that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to take the model of SkyBet and apply it within the Nigerian market.
Okay, and considering Soft2Bet's platform, how does the mega gamification application, how can that be tailored to meet the needs of Nigerian players?
Okay, so as if you've heard me talk about mega before, you've always heard me say that the mechanic and the content that you use from a gamified experience really needs to be tailored towards the audience of the brand itself. So clearly, In Nigeria, the audience is entirely different from anything else. And you need to consider things like bandwidth. You need to consider what's engaging for the customer themselves. What are they interested in? And predominantly within Nigeria, it's a sports-led cohort. That's the cohort that's driving the majority of revenue in this market. So what we can do is we can create a mechanic. I would say that it should be a fairly simple mechanic in order to really engage with the customers themselves. From the beginning, we will definitely use our bonus crab mechanism, which is a claw. Okay, and essentially every time somebody deposits, they'll get a go in the claw in order to win additional bonuses and free spins, etc. We think that's fairly simple in that. I've not found a market that doesn't resonate in yet, Joe. But for sure, over time, we'll create something more specific to the market when we understand the audience better. That again will drive engagement and loyalty towards the WadiBet brand.
Okay. Obviously, you mentioned that as a local partner, Channels Media Group has knowledge, has contact with the regulator in Nigeria. Do you think that the specifics of the regulatory framework in Nigeria present any particular opportunities or perhaps challenges?
So I think regulation always presents relative challenges because there's no single regulation across even two countries or two states in America, for example. There's nothing that is similar. We might find in Canada that Ontario and Alberta is very similar, but I guarantee you there'll still be changes between the two jurisdictions. And Nigeria is no different. And what I would say is that it was a fairly light regulation, but now they're taking more steps in order to protect customers. From an RG perspective, they're certainly doing more with regards to AML, and we can see this changing on a quarter-by-quarter basis. So we appreciate that as an organisation because we want to protect the customers as well, and make sure that we're dealing with the right customers at the right time within their means. So this is very important for us that the regulator takes steps in order to implement fair elements across these areas. And that's certainly what's happening. Since we engaged with Channels almost a year ago, it's very, very different. The regulatory framework is very different in these areas to what it was. But again, we welcome these changes with open arms because we think it gives the customer a better experience.
Excellent. And this is Soft2Bet's first step into Africa. Looking further ahead, do you have a vision for a broader entry into the continent?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look at some of the markets within Africa, there's definitely additional opportunities. I don't think every market immediately will be right for us. I don't think we are, as an organisation, I wouldn't say that we are a first-to-market type of business. We like to see how a market progresses and get to understand that a little bit better before we enter, whether that's from a B2C or a B2B perspective. So again, it would be about the availability of a partner, I would say, Joe, and the ability to be able to harness what we've learned in Nigeria and adjust that depending upon which markets that we go into. But if you look at Kenya, it's interesting for sure. I see that Ghana is starting to pencil a proper regulation there as well. Angola seems quite nice. So there's definite opportunities there. But at the moment, we're very concentrated on making sure that we're successful in Nigeria with WadiBet. So we always have the eyes on the prize, but we always, if any opportunity presents itself, then it might be something we consider, yes.
Excellent. Okay. Is there anything that you would like to add at the moment about either the launch in Nigeria or Soft2Bet's growth strategy in general?
Okay, I think listen, we're expanding our regulated footprint, and we understand the importance of localization, Joe, and that's how we've built the platform so that whether it's payments, whether it's content. I said earlier, the bandwidth is a particular issue in Nigeria in comparison to Europe. So therefore, what you present to the customer has to be a little bit lighter than it would be in Europe so that the experience isn't affected. So we are really open to listening to partners that we sit down with or potential partners that we sit down with and understanding their take on the market and whether this is an opportunity for us as well as them. Sometimes we look at things and it's not right for us, Joe. So we're very, very specific about what we're expecting and what we believe that we can do. We're well aware of our capabilities. So it's about opportunity, it's about our capabilities, it's about obviously our bandwidth as well as an organisation. There's only so many things that we can do, and we already have New Jersey. We just launched into Ontario. We just got the license in Spain. We're just launching in Greece. So all of these things, we need to be careful that we don't exceed our bandwidth as well. So we're very conscious of that as well. So it's about opportunity versus cost, really. That's really the way that we look at it.
Okay, well, great, exciting times. We certainly look forward to seeing how it develops. Thank you for joining us today, Martin. Best of luck for the launch in Nigeria. We hope to catch up further down the line to see how things are developing.
Well, absolutely, Joe. Be happy to catch up, and I can give you an update of where we are. Thanks for your time.
So, thanks, Martin.
All the best, Joe. Thanks.